It is Wednesday. It is noon Eastern Time, and that means it must be the High Noon Hemp Show on the Temptations Beach page on Facebook. Many other places as well. We got the YouTube with Jedi Hemp, and we're on Podbean, the podcast, and we're on iHeartRadio and Google. Many, many places. No excuse to miss the High Noon Hemp
Everywhere.
Show. I will not accept any excuses. I will not
There
stand
are none.
for your insolence for not watching or listening to the show. I am
Just
Joe
won't do it.
Clare, of course, and he, high above the Hemptations in Sharonville at the hemp quarters. It is Beach. How are things in the world of hemp and Hemptations and hemp quarters and all that stuff, Beach?
It is true. I am Beach, and I am high above the hemp quarters here in Sharonville, and things are great, or at least moderately good. We don't want to get too cocky.
Right.
Nah, things chugging along. Things are chugging along quite
Humble.
nicely here at the old Hemptations. As my partner in crime over there said, we are the High Noon Hemp Show, and welcome everyone. It must be Wednesday. It must be high noon because you are here and I am here, and maybe in the future you will be here on one of those other things that we do because we like Joe's also said, we are podcast all over the place, iHeart and Jedi Hemp channel on the
Right.
good old YouTube, so you can go back and watch the old episodes. If this is your very first one, know that we are in episode, I think 54 of these suckers
That's right.
in the bag after today.
Halfway through
And so,
season 5.
chugging right along here at the High Noon Hemp Show. A little bit of stuff going on. Been doing at Planet Everywhere. You can now purchase our products as well as some other CBD products and some other hemp products. And I'm trying to build that inventory. But I did get a message, and I think I've shipped out maybe 7 boxes or so at this point, 7 orders. But this came back and it said, "Hey, Beach, I just ordered some 600 milligram CBD from you and wanted to tell you it arrived quickly and perfectly packaged." I did that. I have started using it to help with back pain. Yours at such a great price and at $1 shipping rate can't be beat. And this is a friend, obviously, as well. But it's always good to hear those things, no matter who tells you, because it's true. I am doing the shipping right now myself, right here in my handy little shipping center where I sit for the High Noon Hemp Show. Is the same as our shipping center right now.
Personally shipped by Beach. It's a nice
Personally
touch.
shipped by me right now, and so get your orders in. I don't know how long that's going to last. How much busier we get, I can tell you.
See how
after the
many things
first
we can make
debacle,
Beach pack up.
I'm gonna be one of those videos, fastest box guy in it, whatever. Anyway, and so once again, thank you, Tamara, for purchasing the product and giving it a try. And I do hope that it does help give you the relief that you're looking for as well. The next picture before we head into the product spotlight is our new sign. And so,
Ooh la la.
la la, this is the neon sign that is now in the window down in O'Brienville. That was where I decided to put it because O'Brienville is the first store, and the sign needed to go, and so that is where it is. And so my goal is to order one of these for every store now. I really like the way it turned out. This was one of the original logos that Drew Dog came up with. This actually, and I need to get a picture of it because we made these out of metal. This particular logo out of metal the first time, and that's still on the door at O'Brienville because we have an all war at the O'Brienville location. And so it's kind of like, it's going to be kind of like the old and the new with this particular logo in O'Brienville. And so, and of course that was made by Jantech, who is the leading producer of all things cannabis sign related. If you don't know, if you're looking for a sign, whether it's CBD or smoke store or it doesn't make any difference. Jantech has a sign for you, or will make your own, as you can see. if you would like them to do that. And so this is not a commercial for Jantech, but I will have to say I do have to order a couple more signs because they now have an open sign that has a hemp leaf on it. And so, I mean, that's how indwell or they're into cannabis signage. And again, brilliant. It's brilliant. I mean, there's a cannabis business opening somewhere every day in the United States. There is no doubt in my mind. If there's not 10 in some form or another, a cannabis business. And so these guys were on it kind of early, but then they went, full force with the CBD stuff. And I think that, again, they'll make whatever. And I know they make signs for dispensaries and those places in states where you can have a sign. I don't think you can do that in Ohio. In Ohio, possibly with no signage at all. I don't know. I think you can have a little bit of signage, but so anyway, I'm happy to get that in. I think we're going to make some minor adjustments to how it's hung, but it is in the window in O'Brienville now officially. And so the next store would be this one here in Sharonville. The next one I order will probably go here. And so, all right. Stop by, see the brand new sign, and check out the original Temptations. Now famous.
It's been on Facebook.
It's
famous.
It has. It's now. It's got to be someone internationally should be knowing about it. I said. I'm going to start my watch party now, even though I can't see any comments that are made, and so I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand what that is.
Hey, it told me you started a watch party, so that's something. It usually doesn't even tell me.
I think Joe does see the comments, and so if you do comment, we get them.
I did see John is checking in, or has checked in, and said have a great show. If anybody else is commenting, then it's not showing up. But yes, John has checked in.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for viewing. All right, let's get on with the product spotlight. As I say, 4 from the store, 1 from my door. Starting with the Wonder Seed body wash. Now, Wonder Seed, I remember they had to change their name originally, but they were getting so big that they actually somehow got a cease and desist from someone with the original name. And now go by the Wonder Seed, which is also a great name. We've been carrying their products for quite a while now. And they are quite popular, and so get on in and get yourself some Wonder.
Nope, Frozen Beach.
Every shelf in every store. Whoa! There we go. Oh man, that was a good frozenness. Get your Wonder Seed body washes if you missed it. The next one is good for you from the inside. Got the Wonder Seed body wash, good hemp oil on the outside. Toasted hemp seed are good for you on the inside. And the reason I wanted to do the toasted hemp seed, because we were talking about how healthy hemp seed was, and I was talking, if you eat the whole seed, then you're getting a lot of fiber. And so if you're looking or need to run good old fiber through you, whole hemp seed is what you want. Then you also are getting that protein, the omegas, and all that nutrition from the oil that's in the inside of the seed, but you're getting that fiber from the outside of the seed. It's quite good roughage. The next one is the CBD living, and I think this may be new to us. I'm not positive. I don't know if I've actually ever put this on the product spotlight. And so what I really love about this is you can walk out there and you can say 10 million nanograms of CBD. It's right there on the label. 10 million nanograms of CBD, which is 10 milligrams. It's a huge amount of nanograms.
Many nanograms.
Many. Just picture that in there. Gosh, all those nanograms in that water, just waiting for you to put it in you. But anyway, I make jokes. But, this is one of those, one thing with water we're seeing is the alkaline or the acidity of the water, plus pH. which I don't know. I thought that would make that acidic, but maybe it's alkaline. I don't know. It's but there is a big thing with water, and and I don't know the specifics of it. I don't pay that much attention. I know that we distill our water, and so I distill our water at home, which takes everything out of it. And so it's just H2O when it gets into me. There are no chemicals or anything. But watched in the acidity or the alkaline level of water is something that's out there. So, then the last one, this is a new product from an old company, so to speak, but this is Laura's K9 Alternatives. And they're doing dog treats now. And so they have one for small dogs and they have one for large dogs. And so we just got these in brand new, hitting the shelves for the very first time this week. And so they should go out now. They may just be at Sharonville today, but by Friday, when all the products get distributed to all the stores, they will be in every location. So you can get in there and get some full spectrum hemp CBD dog treats made by our good friends down in Kentucky, Laura's. And the last picture is not one from my door, but a table full of things from my door. But I just set this up. This is what I call the hemp educational table. And so this actually has hemp in every form except for graphene, I suppose. Now, I'm sure there are some forms it's not in that basically hemp can be in. And you see all the little bags of hemp where it's broken down from. And I do have stalks set up by the table too, so you can see the stalk and then how it's broken down into the bast fiber and all the way down to the sliver, which is the really finely woven hemp. And then you've got the hurd, which the word doesn't exist in the agricultural word, but it's the bast here, kind of that they make the concrete out of. You can see the piece of concrete that everyone says is when they pick it up. And I'm kind of over at the 3 o'clock part of the picture. If you're looking on your screen on the right side, when people pick that piece of concrete up, they are just amazed at how light it is. They expect it to be so much heavier. And that's every single person that picks it up. We've got the hemp press board there that's been sealed like our kitchen counter at the house, hemp sunglasses, hemp plastic. We even have our own little bottle of CBD now, which is kind of a new additive to the display, only because CBD is so new, period, to everything. Even though I think I had something CBD on there before, we've been selling CBD for a long time. Hemp oil, my hemp briefcase, my coffee cup made of hemp, and then some food stuff. And I always take in the bottom left-hand corner, you see that periodical table, and that's actually Wired Magazine's periodical table of protein. And if you go look it up, you'll find that hemp is comparable. It's second to spirulina, which spirulina is like really high. Second to spirulina for plant protein, and then all the way down to like almost tied with pork in fourth place of meat protein, and just a little bit of beef in something else, I believe. And so anyway, I love that chart to show people again, because it's got all the plants, all the other stuff that has protein in it in that chart, and it does in fact show how much protein hemp has compared to all those other things. This week on the product spotlights, 4 from the store, 1 from my door, is the hemp educational table. When people ask me to come and educate, not sell stuff, then that's what I do, and it's easy peasy. Easy peasy. People love it. And they learn so much by looking at it. Anyway, there you have it. That's the product spotlight this week. Now on to what I know is Joe is so intuitive to the next segment that he wore the same hat as me this week.
Pretty much.
Can you believe it? It's pretty close. Anyway, we'll get to that in just 1 second with Joe. Tell him what's up next.
I was just sitting here thinking about this segment. When this segment comes up and these people that are now listening on audio and on podcast, they're not getting the visual. And I cannot stress enough. There really are no words to stress enough how much you need the visual. I try to post some of the pictures on Facebook and stuff so people get kind of a flavor. But really, unless you're watching it in real time with Beach describing it and telling you about it and how it all flows together, you're really doing yourself a disservice, which is my very long-winded way of introducing the Beachwear segment, aka the best segment ever to appear on Facebook, aka where we ask the question, the most important question you ask all day: what are you wearing, Beach?
That's right. If you woke up this morning and you said to yourself, what's out there? What's possibly possible to wear in the hemp world as far as clothing? What are you wearing, Beach? Now you're going to know. And the hat thing, Joe's hat says, make cannabis great again. My hat says, make America hemp again. So very close, very similar. We didn't call each other this morning to organize that. It's once again, Joe is so in tuned with the what are you wearing Beach that he can forecast what I'm going to wear. So if you pay attention enough, folks, it might make your day. So anyway, I got the Make America Hemp Again hat, just acquired recently from my friend Stacy, with whom I love, and I love the hat. My shirt we printed here. I love the parental advisory shirt, contains hemp logo. I was against the parental advisory for music, and so that's why I kind of parodied that on some shirts, which I love. I've got my Braintree jeans, and so this is Braintree, which was out of Europe. I'm not sure if Braintree still exists. I think they may as a hemp company. Good old-fashioned Braintree, out of the Netherlands originally, I believe. Not positive on that. Maybe somewhere else. Head case briefs, my hempest socks, and a good old pair of Adidas shell toes. And again, you can kind of see with my shell toes that these are probably some of my oldest. These maybe 20 years old at this point, well worn. And this one, I was kind of talking about this before. This was back when they were kind of working out hemp as a fiber, and you can see that they were kind of starting to split, or they are starting to split. They've held together just fine. I wear them semi-regularly. But I know that these were so new and Adidas using hemp as a fiber that they were still trying to work out the right weave to use in the shoes, which they pretty much have down now because they release about 6 to 8 pairs of hemp shoes a year, it seems like. So if you woke up this morning and you said, what are you wearing, Beach? And how did you know, Joe? Now you know.
I don't want to imply that there's anything wrong with our audio listeners. I'm just saying you're not getting the full flavor of what's going on. And by the way, this hat, if you would like
it, he wasn't trying to ridicule you.
Yes, I'm going to do that later. If you would like this hat, I know you can find it at MakeCannabisGreatAgain.com. It's from the Marijuana Times. Part of the proceeds go toward activist groups and stuff like that. If you are so inclined.
There you
I wear it quite a bit.
I'm not really sure where you can get. I am sure there's got to be somebody somewhere that has these Make Hemp Great Again, Make America Hemp Again. I'm sorry, I got to get it straight. Had somewhere, and I really need to get them in the stores. And so I'll do a little research to see if I can find out who's really officially making these or made them, and see if we can get them in the stores. Because they're great hats. I love them. It's a great message. It's true. All right, now let's get on down to some news. We got a little bit of news and some events going on. I think the first news is it's not really news. This is an article that was written in Women's Health magazine, and basically the author of the article was wanting to try hemp for an acne issue, I believe, or some type of skin issue. I believe that it was successful in what it did, but the quote that I'm going to read is actually from a doctor I took the quote from this article, Women's Health Magazine. Dr. Joshua Zeichner from Mount Sinai in New York City says, hemp seed oil is rich in fatty acids, which helps hydrate and soothe inflamed skin, and may even control skin oil production that can treat acne, and assured the user that hemp seed oil is I might get this pronounced wrong, non-comedogenic, which really means it won't clog your pores. Excuse me. So this, the reason that I say that is because I talk on the show and usually when I'm educating people about the viscosity of hemp oil. And what that means is hemp oil has the right viscosity to actually be absorbed by our skin. Okay, petrochemical oil and anything it just sits, seals on top. It doesn't. You don't get any absorption or benefit from any of the stuff that's really in it because it just sits on top. Hemp oil actually absorbs into our skin. So not only whatever is in that hemp oil, if it has added vitamins or whatnot, but you're getting the protein benefit directly to the skin. You're getting the omegas directly beneficial to the skin because it absorbs, it goes in. And again, that's why hemp oil isn't, when you use massage or hemp lotion or massage oil even, and this is why I know Mary gets a lot of positive comments about the massage oil because she uses hemp oil at Tohi Spa in Mount Adams because it's an all hemp spa. Her customers really like the fact that her clients, I should say customers, that sounds weird. Her clients really like the fact that the hemp oil, when they walk out of there, they're not all oily and whatnot. And so it's really a testament to the fact that the hemp oil is, it's like it's symbiotically works with humans on so many levels. And it's just proven time and time again. And this is a doctor, and the doctors, we got to listen to the doctors. They're allowed to say these things when it comes to the fact that it can help hydrate and soothe inflamed skin. And so we've been touting the benefits of hemp oil as a lotion for as long as we have been open. That's for sure. And there's more proof that it can, in fact, be good for acne. And I will say that I have noticed that I can't use it too long because I think that if I use it too much, I use it when I really need it. If I do use it too much, I do think it does make me kind of feel maybe my skin gets a little bit too oily at that point. And so, as anything, I only recommend using something when you need it. Not, if you don't need to use lotion every day, then don't. If your skin is dry and you need some lotion or whatnot, or you have a skin issue like this that you're trying to deal with, then find that natural product, whether it's hemp or not, to aid with that. The next little bit of news is kind of interesting, and I'm not sure I know how to pronounce the name of these people, but they're the Aishu Holdings, but they're trying to purchase an old beech nut plant in New York somewhere to process CBD, and so I just think that's kind of funny. Of course, beech nut is something that people have always to say. When I tell my name is Beach, that's a joke. That's at least one of the jokes they make.
Many puns.
Many puns related to the name Beach. But I think it's quite ironic that this beech nut plant, which used to make baby food, may now become a processor of hemp. And so, this is once again just proving that. Again, I love the fact that these people are looking at an old building for one thing instead of them, going and trying to build a new building, because there's a lot of abandoned buildings that could easily be turned into some type of processing or manufacturing of industrial hemp. And we don't need anything new probably for that in a lot of places. And so, it's just kind of fun. It's reusing in such a beneficial way. So we'll see if they're successful or not. I know the reason they found it is because they just purchased like 100 acres somewhere close, and I'm sure that there's going to go a lot of CBD on 100 acres in New York. But, there you have it. They may take over the beech nut plant close to the highway, convenient to get their CBD products out when they need to. Let's see. We got some events coming up. October 17th, the Henry Clay Hemp Social. I know they got a big, I was just down there. I go down to Lexington every couple weeks or so. They got a big banner out right on Richmond Road in Lexington, right out by the park, big hemp social banner. And so they really are embracing the hemp down there. So that's October 17th. And record, if you go to the website, hemptations.com, The first page of the events there are everything relevant to us as Hemptations. If you go to the second page, which is called the About page, I try to keep it up to date as much as I can, list all the events that I talk about here on the High Noon Hemp Show. It also has a list of all the brand names of hemp products that we carry, as well as some other pictures and whatnot. So enjoy that. But if you hear me mention something here on the High Noon Hemp Show, an event in the future that you may be interested in, you can go to the second page of hemptations.com and get all that information or to remind you of those events. Or maybe you're driving and you're listening to the podcast. So there you have it. Where am I? I am October 18th, the Hemp Harvest Party in Longmont, Colorado. October 19th is a hemp building workshop in Tremont, Maine. And then October 19th as well is the Franiversary block party down at Franny's Pharmacy in Asheville. And I've been down to Franny's farm, and they are the real deal. They embraced industrial hemp early and then opened up a couple of locations. They call them dispensaries, but they're really just retail locations, which I love, which is kind of funny. Franny's Pharmacy, some shops. And, and again, that's their grown on their little farm, sold in their little shop type of deal there. And so that's, go Franny. October 19th, you've got Eau Claire's first annual Hemp and Harvest Festival in Eau Claire, Michigan. I just did see an article, and I didn't really get to read it, about how much hemp they grew in Michigan this year. And so, that could be an interesting thing. They've been industrial hemp for at least a couple years, but I think they kind of got all the regulations worked out, and it was easier this year than ever to grow in, I believe. October 24th and 25th, you have the U.S. Hemp Building Summit in Ketchum, Idaho. Ketchum is a beautiful, beautiful place in Idaho. If you're interested in the hemp building part, that's a 2-day event. The first weekend, I don't want to assume it's the weekend, but November 1st through the 4th, you've got the Hemp Industry HIA Con down in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so we're seeing the annual HIA conference more in the Midwest now, and the eastern part. I mean, for the first, 20 years, 25 years of their existence, that was always in the West Coast as far as I know. And then they came to Lexington, and now they're coming because, once again, these states are embracing industrial hemp. It'll probably take them 5 more years before they'd even think about coming to Ohio, depending on how much we grow here. But, that's because we're way behind. But North Carolina is going forward just as Kentucky has gone forward in a lot of states around us. And so, there's a lot of Midwestern, eastern border states that are growing industrial hemp, a lot of industrial hemp, I should say. November 3rd through the 5th, you've got the Florida Industrial Hemp Conference and Exhibition in Orlando, Florida. And so, that'd be interesting to see what all's going on in Florida with industrial hemp. It's really going to be, and again, we're still waiting to see the numbers, the official numbers from this year. It'll probably be another month before we actually get the crop reports, the official crop reports. But eagerly awaiting to see what the states, how many acres were grown in the states, and then each individual states, because there's still going to be some that are going to be 200 acres, and there are going to be some, I don't know, we may see a state do 100,000 acres this year. Could be a surprise state like Wisconsin, or I don't know. We'll see. It could be interesting to see. That's for sure. Permits were issued for about 45,000 in Kentucky. So we'll see how successful they were. Obviously they're not going to get that number because there's loss in any agricultural crop. So that, if everybody came to acreage, that would be great. So we'll see again when those numbers come in. November 16th and the 17th, you've got Hemp at the Crossroads event in Indiana. And I got to get some more. I just saw this one. I got to get some more information on that. But if you're in Indiana, they're doing pretty well They're really trying to embrace it as much as they can, I think. And so, and I think that when they say hemp at the crossroads, I think what they're saying is we still haven't done. We're at a point now where let's either go full bore with this and accept it and grow hundreds and thousands of acres if you can, by allowing it to get outside of the pilot programs, because I think in Indiana they're still kind of sticking to being part of a university or whatnot, as opposed to just letting farmers. And I think they did allow farmers to grow through the Department of Agriculture this year. And so I think they're really kind of, hopefully they're going to move forward and see that this is an industry to move forward with. And I don't know why they wouldn't, but it is Indiana and it is cannabis. And so
people do strange things.
They have not been always that friendly to cannabis in Indiana. I can tell you that right now. And then November 16th, coming up pretty soon, is the Kentucky Hemp CBD Symposium and Expo in Louisville. So again, that's bound to be a pretty decent size event, just because Kentucky is going full bore with the old hemp. And then November, this is kind of interesting because I don't even know what to make of this. November 19th through the 21st, well, I do know what to make of it, is the International Hemp Auction and Market in Nashville. So I guess I may be a little bit confused. I don't know if they're saying come in from all over the world to buy stuff, or are they saying that there is going to be hemp from all over the world and they're going to auction it off. Obviously it's an auction. And we're going to see, especially I can understand why Tennessee's doing it this way. Wouldn't be surprised if eventually we see this kind of North Carolina. Kentucky's already doing it this way, but basically it's just like the tobacco industry where they just haul the CBD or the hemp flower or the hemp plant, the whole plant dried just the way it was dried, into a big warehouse, and they literally auction it off. And so they have segments that they auction off. Some, and with tobacco, you can look at the quality of it. You can know what cultivar it is, and this is how the big companies still do this. By the way, is they that's there. We had one of my really good friends in Richmond, Kentucky. His dad was a purchaser for one of the big tobacco companies in North Carolina, and they lived in Richmond because that was like we had two tobacco auction houses in Richmond, and so that's how that industry works. I can see the CBD industry going that direction, as we already are actually seeing these auctions, and so. I can definitely see how to maximize your monetary value, if you can get enough people to come to the auction, obviously with the money and they know what they're doing, so we're already seeing this definitely related to auctioning off hemp, mostly for the flower. They're trying to me it's so funny because I've always said that Kentucky farmers want to replace something and get rid of growing tobacco. This is working so well in Kentucky that again they kind of dry it the same. So you can take all the tobacco drying barns that we had and hang a hemp in there and dry it that way. I've already seen that going on, and so the transformation in Kentucky from tobacco to industrial hemp is already happening. Same way they're planting it. They're using the same machine to plant a baby hemp plant that you would to plant a baby tobacco plant, because I've sat on that machinery as a kid and I remember it. Now you see them like 4 or 6 people deep, with their baby hemp plants, putting them in the field. Again, you can dry it in the same tobacco barns as we used to dry the tobacco in. So, I'm sure Tennessee again, because they probably I don't know specifically, probably a decent grower of tobacco themselves, are kind of maybe crossing over to the same method of getting rid of their CBD or trying to, but this is the International Hemp Auction, and so and Market, International Hemp Auction and Market. which is kind of intriguing even to me. How much hemp is going to be on the market, and is it going to be other hemp? Is it going to be all CBD, or are they actually going to? I'm going to look into this, see if they're actually going to have some fiber people, maybe, or even some food product that is there for the market part of it. So there you have it, folks. There's some news and some events going on in the world. Once again, you can go to hemptations.com for more info that I've talked about here on the High Noon Hemp Show. You can go to YouTube and join the Jedi Hemp channel and watch all the previous episodes of the High Noon Hemp Show. And the podcast is even more out there, which we are now on iHeart. Nobody cannot access the podcast
everywhere.
Not that everybody could go to Podbean and listen to it. But now you can go. We are on iHeart. The podcast is out there. You don't get to see our lovely faces or any of the pictures. But you know what? If I talked about it and it's that interesting on the podcast, go back, watch the video, check it out. Either way, we love you. We are easy to find. We love you as much as we did from day one, as we have 54 episodes in the bag of the High Noon Hemp Show. Remember, folks, reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See you all next week.